Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I've got some pretty explosive rumors swirling around this offseason that could shake up the entire AFC landscape, and specifically the Baltimore Ravens' defense. It's all about Fred Warner, the star linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers. Rumor has it that Warner might be heading to Baltimore, and if this deal goes down, it could be one of the biggest moves we've seen this year. The 49ers, sitting at a solid 7-4 but with a high cap space of around $20 million, are exploring some cap management strategies, and Warner is at the center of those discussions. According to the latest reports, the 49ers are open to trading Warner in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft and a fourth-round pick in 2027. Just think about that for a second. Warner, a guy who has been a cornerstone for San Francisco's defense, would come to the Ravens, bolstering a linebacker core that has faced some recent challenges. Baltimore, currently sitting at 5-5, has been trying to find that perfect mix of versatility and leadership on defense. With Patrick Queen traded away in 2024 and Roquan Smith dealing with shoulder issues earlier this season, the Ravens have been looking for stability at the second level. Warner could be that guy, a true difference maker who can plug gaps, cover tight ends, and make plays all over the field. His addition would be huge, especially considering the Ravens need to strengthen their run defense, which has been giving up some yards this year, averaging 4.0 yards per carry. Bringing in a player of Warner's caliber could help reduce that to around 3.2 and elevate the entire defense. Now, it's worth noting that the 49ers are also making strategic moves to free up cap space, about $15 million, to give themselves some flexibility for extensions, particularly for some of their younger stars like Brock Purdy. That's standard NFL cap management, but it also signals that they're willing to make tough decisions, including trading key veterans if it benefits their long-term rebuild. With a record of 7-4, San Francisco isn't in a full rebuild mode, but they're clearly prioritizing cap health and future flexibility. If they're trading Warner, it's a sign they see some value in retooling their defense and perhaps rebalancing their roster for the next couple of seasons. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, this potential trade could be a game-changer. Warner in 2025 has been a beast, especially when healthy. In just 6 games, he's recorded 28 solo tackles, 23 assists, and 51 combined tackles, not to mention forcing 2 fumbles and recovering 1. His PFF grades have been stellar, 91. 2 in tackling, 87, 5 in coverage, and his EPA per play hovers around 10, which is excellent for a linebacker. He's a versatile player capable of doing it all. During his career, he's racked up over 500 tackles, 5 interceptions, and boasts an impressive 80% success rate in man coverage, surpassing the league average of 78%. He's a true sideline-to-sideline linebacker who can be a real anchor for the Ravens' defense, especially in a division where the competition is fierce and every game matters. One thing that's been impressive about Warner is his ability to bounce back from injury. He suffered a quadriceps injury in Week 9, but returned strong and quickly regained his elite form, forcing 10 stops in just a few games after coming back. His impact as a field general is undeniable, covering tight ends with an 85% success rate, generating indirect turnovers, and rushing the passer with a couple of hurries per game. His presence on the field would elevate the Ravens' defense by a significant margin, especially considering their recent struggles in stopping the run and defending against tight ends. The Ravens, in particular, could see a boost in their overall run defense, which has been a concern this season. With Warner's addition, they're projected to see over 80 more tackles, a 16% increase in run defense efficiency, and a reduction in yards per carry allowed from 4.0 to around 3.2. That's a massive improvement, especially against divisional foes like the Bengals and Steelers who excel in the running game. Plus, Warner's ability to cover tight ends and contribute in pass rush situations with an average of 2 hurries per game makes him a perfect fit for Baltimore's defensive schemes. His presence would also help mitigate the absence of Roquan Smith, who, despite his talent, has seen his grade dip slightly this season. With Warner and Smith in tandem, the Ravens could form a formidable duo, boosting their overall defensive metrics and making them more resilient against the league's top offenses. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. The 49ers, by trading Warner, are likely aiming for cap efficiency and flexibility to rebuild their front seven and prepare for a future that might not include Warner long-term. They're also trying to stay competitive with a solid record, but they're balancing that with cap management, something that's become more common in the NFL as teams try to maximize their window of contention without overextending financially. The move makes sense for them, especially given their current offense, led by Brock Purdy, and their desire to extend that momentum. They've been able to put together an offense averaging 23.7 points per game, and with some cap space freed, they're looking to invest in young talent and extensions. For the Ravens, this trade could be a true turning point. It's about more than just adding a star linebacker. It's about sending a message that they're all in on making a deep playoff run and finally solidifying their defense as one of the league's elite. The AFC is stacked, with teams like the Chiefs, Bills, and Dolphins all vying for supremacy, but Baltimore has been quietly building a strong foundation. Adding Warner would put them in a different stratosphere, especially when facing playoff-caliber offenses. His ability to cover the pass, stop the run, and create turnovers aligns perfectly with the Ravens' philosophy of aggressive, versatile defense. Looking at the odds, sportsbooks have shifted significantly, initially listing the Ravens at plus 1,200 to win the Super Bowl, now moving towards plus 550 if they land Warner. That's a huge jump and reflects how much the addition of a player like Warner could change their championship odds. His presence would make them much more formidable in postseason matchups, especially in tight games where linebacker play can be the difference between victory and defeat. Plus, his experience in high-stakes playoff battles with the 49ers makes him a perfect fit for Baltimore's plans to contend for the title. As we consider the ripple effects of this potential deal, it's clear that Warner's move to Baltimore could set off a domino effect across the AFC North and beyond. The Ravens, with their roster already showing signs of improvement, could finally punch through to that next level. Their defense, which has allowed 25.1 points per game this season, could become an elite unit capable of shutting down the league's best offenses. Warner's leadership, physicality, and football IQ would be exactly what this team needs to get over the hump and make a serious playoff push. The AFC North, known for its brutal defenses and tough rivalries, could see a new power rising, and the Ravens are right in the middle of that story. And it's not just about this season. The long-term implications are just as exciting. Warner, if acquired, would be under contract for the foreseeable future, providing stability at linebacker and leadership that can help develop the younger players and establish a culture of excellence. His ability to adapt to Baltimore's scheme, combined with his elite tackling and coverage skills, could make him a cornerstone of the Ravens' defense for years to come. Of course, all of this is speculation for now, but the signs point to a very real possibility. The trade terms suggest that the 49ers are willing to part with Warner for a reasonable draft haul, and the Ravens are always looking to upgrade their roster with proven playmakers. The offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and if this move happens, it will be a clear statement that Baltimore is serious about contending for another Super Bowl. The fans, the team, and the city itself would rally behind such a bold move. Adding a player of Warner's caliber would energize the entire franchise. So Ravens fans, keep your eyes peeled. The offseason is just heating up, and moves like this could redefine our team's future. Imagine a linebacker core anchored by Roquan Smith and Fred Warner, with the versatility and playmaking ability to dominate on every down. That's the kind of defense that can carry us deep into January and beyond. We're on the cusp of something big, and I truly believe that if this trade materializes, it could be the spark that propels Baltimore to even greater heights. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's get ready for what might be one of the most exciting chapters in Ravens history. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Fred Warner is the missing piece we need to finally get over the hump and make a serious Super Bowl run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue believing that brighter days are ahead. Go Ravens!